morning. The most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
Senator Barack Obama is a gifted and eloquent young man who I think can do great things for our country in the years ahead. But my friends, eloquence is no substitute for a record, not in these tough times for America.
What do you think of Lieberman after last night's speech? You guys knew he was going to be speaking, but did you know he was going to go after Obama that hard?
No, we didn't. And I've known Joe Lieberman for a long time, and I'm just frankly so surprised at the almost violent transformation he's taken. Here he gets up there and criticizes our nominee, and then basically boosts the vice presidential candidate who has views diametrically opposed to Joe Lieberman on issues like gun control, on abortion, on many civil rights issues. You know, it's a little bit sad because Joe Lieberman has been a distinguished public servant.
Right, Governor,
I guess he's gotten very bitter after his Senate.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, I think he must be very bitter after his Senate issues with Democrats and the fact that he wasn't supported in the primaries. But this is just going too far, and I'm very disappointed in Joe.
Does it almost bolster his argument in this way, that he's saying, I'm so concerned about the direction our country would go, about the need for the president to be able to lead, that I'm going to support John McCain, even though there are many, many things I don't agree with, even when it comes to his VP pick?
Well, I don't believe that Senator Lieberman still has credibility among Democrats because he's been an independent. He's denounced Senator Obama, and he's basically said that anybody like myself and many others that have opposed this war, that want to bring our troops home safely but as quickly as possible, are basically not just wrong but unpatriotic. And I think that's turned a lot of Democrats and a lot of Americans off. So, again, obviously he has a right to share and express his views. He has had a good record as a senator. I like him personally, but I don't think that attack he made last night is going to have much credibility, because if you look at the Biden ticket with Senator Obama, it's a ticket of good judgment, foreign policy experience, a record, a distinguished career both of them have had, and a new direction in our foreign policy and national security. And what Senator Lieberman has been pushing is a George Bush policy with John McCain, because they're exactly the same. John McCain has voted with George Bush 90% of the time. It's more of the same.
I just want to ask you quickly, if we can, Sarah Palin's going to be the featured speaker tonight. A lot of buzz around her. If you were advising her, what should she talk about tonight? Focusing on the personal story or focusing on policy?
I think she has to convince the American people that foreign policy, national security experience is something that obviously she doesn't have. And to have a vice president without those credentials is going to be a problem. I think she has to introduce herself to the American people, explain her national security philosophy. But again, it's going to be very tough with not having the ability to meet that threshold of national security experience. I know her. We serve as governors together. She's personable. She's engaging. She's had probably a good start as a governor. But to thrust her as a vice presidential candidate without that national security experience is going to be very tough. And can she do it? Can she overturn that in one speech? I think it's going to be very difficult.